as taking them off turn 4, race leader Bob McCready. Front 3 running close. As we look back to the last car on the lead lap as of the restart, Rick Jeffrey, and Jeffrey was 8th. He has moved up on the restart to 5th. So Jeffrey's played a waiting game, stayed on the lead lap all day, and now he's charging hard.
Much of this race is a matter of just being around at the finish. We've seen a lot of crashes today. We've seen a lot of people get in trouble for all sorts of reasons. This is a long event, the longest event these cars race all year long. And you've got to play your cards right so you're around at the end, and that's just what Jeffries has done.
As we watch Rick Jeffrey steam off turn number 4, let's go to pit road.
To amplify on what you said, Dick, there are only 17 cars out of the 52 cars still out there on the track right now. 17.
Rick Jeffrey running 5th. He's about to challenge for the 4th spot. As we look at McCready's lead, it stands at 5 car lengths over Danny Johnson. Billy Pauch in 3rd. Thought Pauch would have a better restart than he did. He's been able to hold 3rd but not gain any ground.
Nobody is able to gain ground on McCready. Johnson is falling back. Pauch is falling back. McCready is clearly the class of the field. The only key right now is, will the cars succeed in getting there to the end of this race? And the biggest question there is certainly the fuel tank.
McCready stopped on lap 30 and left him 95 laps to run. 109 are on the board, 16 laps left. Here is Jack Johnson, and Johnson, the 4th place car, running right where he was at the restart. He's not been able to move up on Pauch either. So this whole field is pretty evenly matched. Right behind him, the 5th place machine coming on. That is the 82 of Rick Jeffrey. And he'll be up to hassle Jack Johnson, if at all possible, in a matter of minutes.
Complexion of this racetrack changes during the course of an event. While most racetracks tend to make the cars more loose, they tend to get more slidey in the back end. This one tends to promote a push. The cars don't run as well at the front end in general.
Up front, Danny Johnson is closing, and he is closing fast. He has cut the gap by about half over the last 2 laps between himself and the race leader. Now, is McCready still hard on the throttle, or is maybe he thinking gas mileage?
I'm sure he's thinking gas mileage, Mike. He said lap 30 was the absolute earliest he could possibly stop, and that's exactly where he stopped. So you best believe he's being extremely careful with that throttle. Remember, he has no rear view mirror, but they do have radios in these cars, and the crews can communicate through those radios and tell them how far ahead they are. And just as on the highway, if you can back off a little, take it a little bit easier, you can get better fuel economy, and that may be what's going on with McCready right now.
Since McCready pitted, there have been 5 caution flags, one a very extended one for a 3-car pileup on the backstretch, and 1 car hard crashing into turn 1 that took quite a while to clean up. So McCready, things may work in his favor on the fuel mileage this afternoon. We will know in just 13 laps. Mike Romano on pit road. That leaves some 17 cars on the speedway. Leader into the corner once again, dodging those holes that appear in the racing surface, those light-colored patches. Bob McCready.
Boy, he's buried in that car, isn't he? He can hardly even see out the sides of that automobile. There is so much aerodynamics built in, and we have a caution flag on the speedway. A break for McCready, a caution flag.
So this will be the 9th caution of the day, and it is the 6th caution since McCready made his pit stop on lap 30. The caution is out for Richie Burgess. Burgess brushed the wall, and it looked like he was going to lose the car. Starter dropped the caution flag, but Burgess straightened it out and took off. He left some debris on the racetrack up in turn number 3, though, and that bumper will have to be removed. You can begin to see the surface breaking up there in that corner.
And that's unusual for this racetrack. Ordinarily, this racetrack is smooth all the way through. We're not accustomed to seeing holes like that, but those are generated by some strange weather conditions we've had here during the week.
It hasn't rained.
Well, no, it rained a little bit earlier in the week, and then we've had a lot of sun that's dried the track out. Now, they worked very hard on the speedway to make it perfect. Oh, Dave Lape, flat right rear tire.
Well, he and Burgess got together. That's what prompted the caution flag and the flat right rear on Lape's machine.
He has not had a very good time here at Syracuse. Before the race, he told me that anything that could go wrong has gone wrong, except he hadn't had a flat tire until right now.
Oh, well. Dave Lape in this event, has been here 11 times. His best finish a third back in 1983. The way they're running, 114 on the board, 11 laps to go. We're under the 9th caution of the day. Bob McCready is the race leader. Running in second is Danny Johnson. Third, the pole sitter, Billy Pauch. Fourth is Jack Johnson. And in fifth, good run today for Rick Jeffrey. Sixth is Charlie Rudolph. We've not seen much of him today, but he too has had an outstanding run. And seventh place currently is C.D. Coville, who we saw toward the front end of the show. Those 7 cars are on the lead lap. 1 lap back. In 8th is Kenny Johnson. In 9th is Kevin Collins. And in 10th is Alan Johnson's machine.
Leip is going down a lap. They did not get that tire changed in time for him to be able to pick up with the field.
There is Charlie Rudolph. He's the circuit point leader. The ground round machine is Rudolph. Runs around under the caution here. Coming up 10 laps to go. And he is on the lead lap, running in the 6th slot. Good race today for Charlie Rudolph. There's McCready. Oh, if he had a gas gauge, he would be nervous. I mean, he's got to be nervous anyway, but I wouldn't want to have one in one of these cars.
Not right now. He's really got to pay attention to what he's doing in terms of the speed of the car in addition to the gas.
9 laps to go as they cross past the starter stand. And again, McCready gets a good restart and gets ahead of Danny Johnson by 2 car lengths into turn 1. Johnson has a length on Billy Pauch. Pauch has about 3 car lengths more to Jack Johnson. Back straightaway. And Pauch got way outside. Coming off turn number 2, lost a bit of ground.
He almost got the wall in the process. Drivers are getting tired now. It's not only the cars that are getting tired, and the tires on the cars are wearing out, but you best believe right now there's a lot of exhaustion setting in behind the steering wheels of the cars remaining. This is a very physically demanding thing to do, to run these heavy cars at high speed. You're constantly turning the wheel, constantly concentrating. You cannot let your concentration flag for even an instant, and that takes a lot out of the men.
Well, the way they stand right now, each one of these front 3 cars is set to have his best Syracuse finish ever. McCready has never won. Danny Johnson has been here 4 times. He's never finished better than 5th. And the 3rd place car, Billy Pauch, has never finished this race at all.
And Pauch's team has come here with other drivers, and they have never finished the race, no matter who they've had in the car.
7 laps to go. McCready hanging on, extending that lead now over Danny Johnson as they come off turn number 2. McCready has about 10 car lengths, 1.2 seconds on the stopwatch. Pauch is 3rd, back by about a similar margin. Out of 4, McCready, and he is not cracking the throttle a bit. He continues to extend his lead.
I'm surprised he's running as hard as he is right now. If I were him, I would think a lot about fuel economy and try to take it easy, but he may not know how to do that. He sure wants to win this thing.
Bob McCready, 3rd last year, as we've well documented. And he was coming hard. If this race had been another 10 laps longer, he might have won it.
He was certainly the fastest car in the speedway at that particular point in the race, Mike. He had gone all the way through the pack, past car after car. He had the grandstands on their feet for the entire last half of the event. But it ain't over till it's over, and when that checkered flag waves, that's what counts. All the rest of it doesn't count at all. It's the last lap when you slide under. McCready was only 3rd.
3rd today, Billy Pauch. Behind Danny Johnson. 4th is Jack Johnson. Back in 5th, Rick Jeffrey. 7 cars on the lead lap. Less than 20 still running of 52 that took the green flag.
They are flying out there. They're turning laps right now, 32.206. That is extremely fast, almost as fast as the qualifying speed. We've got a car in the wall.
1 car is in the fence, the safety crew. Headed out, it is the 2nd place car. It's Danny Johnson. As his wheel goes rolling past to turn 3, Johnson has not stopped. He's going to come in without that left rear, try to get it changed and finish this race. I believe he has now lost a lap. No, he is still on the lead lap, tail end of the field. And he may be able to still finish in the top 7, but what a heartbreaker for this very talented young fellow whose previous best here at Syracuse in the 200 was 5th.
Look, they're lifting the car by human muscle power. They couldn't even get a jack underneath it with that wheel gone. Hopefully he'll be able to fix it. It may just have been a broken wheel. Yes, it was. Johnson now has the wheel back on. What a heartbreaker. He's going to have to go all the way through that traffic in order to get a good finishing position.
Well, he'll be, I believe, the 7th place car, the last car on the lead lap, and there are but 4 laps left to run. So as they come across the start-finish line under caution on lap 122, the remaining caution laps from this, the 10th yellow flag of the day, will not count. The rule of this race, and I think it's a good one for benefit of spectators, is that the last 3 laps must be run under the green flag. They don't have to be consecutive. But the people that'll be worried. Now, McCready needed some caution flags for gas mileage, but there's his crew. They don't need caution flags after the 125th lap. He may well run out of gas.
Yeah, they're not pleased to have seen that caution right then. They'd like to have seen it go all the way. That may prove to be McCready's undoing.
We're about to go green. 3 laps to go. If they can run them consecutive, McCready may just have the fuel to make the distance. Out of turn number 4. McCready comes around looking for green. 3 laps to go. A nervous crew in the pit lane, but they don't even have a can of gas setting out ready to hand to it and put in that car.
Wouldn't do him any good now. If McCready runs out now, it's over. It's history. He cannot win it. He must have enough fuel in that car to go all the way. Look at him. He's standing on the gas. He's running hard.
McCready well out in front. Billy Pauch is now the 2nd place car, and it's going to be a great day for Pauch. Pole sitter, and if he holds this 2nd slot for his record at Syracuse, this would be as good as a win. McCready, 2 laps to go. Starter with those 2 furled flags in the air. 2 more miles on that tank of fuel is all Bob McCready needs. Out of turn number 2, Pauch several car lengths back, about 8. Into the back straightaway. 1.6 seconds the difference.
If you're a betting person, place your wager now. Will McCready have enough fuel to go? He sure is a betting person to have even tried a stunt like pitting as early as he did.
Jack Johnson is 3rd. Rick Jeffrey now 4th. Charlie Rudolph has moved up into the 5th spot. And in 6th, C.D. Coville. In 7th, Danny Johnson at the tail end of the field. There's Billy Pauch, 2nd place car. Can't catch McCready. All he can hope for is to outlast him for another mile. Back straightaway. Final time. Pauch trying to close in the 3rd corner. McCready winds through 3. He'll come out of turn number 4, chasing his first checkered flag in the Miller 200. Billy Pauch trying to run him down. McCready is in the straightaway. He can take it out of gear, coast to the flag, but he powers into turn 1 and wins for the first time in the Miller 200.
Look at the jubilation on pit road. His crew is absolutely ecstatic. They have done it. They have won.
Sweet revenge, a taste of victory against this racetrack.
They wanted the Miller American 200 more than any other race all year long. They have tried and they have succeeded. McCready now waving at Pauch, waving at the fans as he drives by.
This was a very sophisticated race. A lot of good stuff on when you came here. And you said last night they worked till 3 in the morning on it, changing it all around again.
Well, they didn't change a lot, Mike, as much as they worked it over. They just wanted to make absolutely sure that nothing failed, nothing broke. But they have worked on the car a great deal during the week. They changed the rear spoiler on it. They changed the nose a lot. They moved a lot of weight around. They've worked this car over a great deal to have the success they are enjoying at this very moment.
The car is still running as it comes to a halt in a very crowded victory lane. Bob McCready has confounded everyone by pitting with 95 laps to run and took that car all the way to victory lane, where it looks like everybody that bought a ticket has assembled to congratulate Bob McCready. Jerry Garrett is with the winner of the Miller 200.
Okay, down here with Bob McCready in the winner. Bob, a lot of people feel like you snookered him on fuel mileage today.
Well, Ron Hutter did a lot of work on that on this new motor, and I can't thank him enough, and my crew.
A lot of people thought you stopped too early. Did you know that you were okay?
We already ran our fuel mileage, and we knew we were okay.
Was it close at all?
Yeah, it was real close, but the whole deal's close, right?
You didn't want to see the yellow flag there with 3 laps to go, did you? That would have probably cost you the race, you think?
I don't know. It'll take about a week for this to sink in, really.
This is so different than your fuel strategy last year. Did you feel like you wanted to do the exact opposite of what you did last year?
Well, we worked real hard on the fuel mileage. Not I, but Ron Hutter. And Ron Hutter did a hell of a job, and this Kneisel car worked great. And my crew got me here. So, it's great.
Looks like you've had a rough day. You're tired, obviously. It's been a real hard race for you. I see your knuckles are all torn up.
Things are a little bit too tight.
Well, it's a high-tech car. There's hardly enough room for the driver. He's the least important part of the concept sometimes for a car builder.
Thank you, Jerry. Dick, you said that earlier. He's just encapsulated in this car, and they left room for everything but the driver. Brett Hearn had a similar problem, ended up out of the race, but there is McCready in victory lane.
And it's certainly the biggest day of his whole life. Do not mistake what you just saw there for being under-enthusiastic. McCready is very enthusiastic. He is a very humble man, however. He is probably just absolutely overwhelmed by what's happened here. He is a full-time racer. This is the biggest moment he's ever had.
My admiration grows for engine builder Ron Hutter. He has been legendary in modified circles for producing horsepower over the last 8 or 10 years, but to be able to combine that with the necessary economy to be able to employ McCready's chosen race strategy, pretty terrific. Pretty terrific. Billy Pauch, the second place finisher. First time he has ever been driving a car when the checkered flag fell in this race. He's with Jerry Garrett.
Well, Billy, you're here at the end of a race for the first time. Does it feel good to finish at least?
Yeah, that's for sure. This, like I said, it's my 4th try here, and this is the first time we finished, and we were 1 short. We're coming close.
It looked like there the last few laps. You were just hanging it out every lap.
Well, we had that last restart. I figured it was 3-4 to go, and I figured, well, I'll give it everything I got. And I got into 3, and I caught that darn. There was a bad hole in 3, and I caught it straight, and it pushed the nose, and Bob got away from me. I don't know if I could have got him or not, but it would have been nice to have been right there.
Were you surprised that Bob could go as long as he did on the fuel?